Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and this is your weekly tarot guidance for the week of October 17th through the 23rd of 2016. Now, what do we have going on this week? We're right on the heels of that full moon in Aries. Boy, that was a doozy, wasn't it? Whew! You know, a lot of other things happening along with the full moon. It really made it quite a potent one. So, when I look at the cards here, I'm thinking y'all might need to sit down and have a beer. Just after all that, I'm like, wow. The only thing that I can tell you is you might want to check out my full moon video on Patreon. It's a lengthier video regarding the full moon and how it may have affected you or will affect you. Like I said, it was only, the 16th on Sunday. So it's still in play, folks, as the week begins. Now, what else is going on this week? All right, Venus will move into Sagittarius, and the Sun will enter Scorpio. So let's see what's happening here. Like I said, time to sit down and have a beer. That was like, oh, I'm glad that's over. That type of thing. You may want to build a fortress around yourself after that. I don't know. I'm just getting that feeling. Things were happening at the full moon, and the result of it, it has you really pondering. All right, how do I feel about all of this now? Like whatever just transpired, you're just sitting there going, I don't know if I'm up for all this. I don't know if I can keep doing it. Like the status quo just can't stay the same. It's interesting because it's like by whatever means, as you're sitting there having that beer or whatever, thinking it over. Like, I gotta break out of here. Gotta do something, whatever it's about. And I'm sorry, I'm laughing. And I'm recording this after a really long day of doing personal readings, which I do every day. And I'm like looking at this, and I'm like, yeah, here I am, working away, working away. This is a good thing, though. I'll be happy to be back working away like myself, because that last retrograde and the eclipses, they were really rough. They really truly were. But that's the sense that I get from this, like with everyone. And, one of the things that's here, and this troubles me, and especially if you're in the U.S., but I see it all over, okay? I have friends all over the globe, and I see it everywhere where, because it's that online presence. It's not just here, where people are so fixated with their beliefs. I don't know if they really know what the truth is, but they jump on a certain bandwagon and that's what they're spouting. I'm like, seriously now, this is not good. It's kind of like, get your own opinion, get your own beliefs, research the facts before you go and lose a lot of friends on Facebook. And I'm sorry, this is what I'm seeing here. And I used a deck I haven't used for the weekly in a while, and I love this deck. And it's just, it brings up things that are very timely and very, very true. So, the closer like we get to this election in the U.S., and people just keep, I've deleted a lot of people, okay? No nonsense here. And that's what will continue. And, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is what's going to happen. Boy, it's people need to calm that down a little bit. We all still live on the same planet. And that's it. And, I know the whole world is watching. And yes, it's an embarrassment. But let's move on to another subject. Why this is here, I don't know. But it's here. And we need to get away from it. Now, you've come a long way. And I'll tell you what, you are really, you might not have everything the way you want it. That's for sure. It's like if I could just cover it over. Did you ever see where they have one of those movie scenes, and the backdrop's really just paper, and then you can go through. Yeah, maybe not in a movie, but you know what I'm saying. So it's not real. And what are you creating here? What are you doing? All right, it's taken a lot of patience and a lot of strength to get this far, and it's all about the changes that you want, and that being able to, like, I think really for once in your life, focus on your identity, because too many people, their identity relies on another person or people, and it should never be that way. You are an individual, so that's what you need to focus on. Now, there is something that you've done where you're probably long overdue for some real recognition for having done a good job. That's a happening thing in some area of your life. It may not be at your job, but it's definitely something that's happening. And that's a very positive thing for you. It's part of the changes that are taking place. It's part of what you need. Now, with regard to change, your vision for change, and the knowledge that you carry with you, I think you've learned a lot. I mean, this is not just about wisdom. This is about, you've learned new things along the way. You maybe had to. So, really, where it was a little bit confusing before, it's being illuminated, is the best way I can put it. And you're just, whatever it takes. That's it. It's like whatever it takes. You amaze me, every single one of you. The the progress that you've made. This is really very interesting. It's around something that you love, but it's a huge success. So, if you didn't know before what to do, how to do it, how you were going to handle it, like, oh, this is, how can I put this? This is not my expertise. You're going to figure it out, all right? You're going to learn it. So I said, this is a year where there's been a lot of learning and a lot of things going on. I am frequently, every day, contacted by people who want to, find a new job, create a new business. It's all here. It's that whatever it takes. So something's not up your alley, you're going to learn to do it. You're going to learn how to manage it. And I think that is a very, very positive thing. It brings with it change. I think a little bit of surprise this week as well. I don't know if the surprise is that you surprise yourself at what you can do. And that may very well be the surprise when you're like, hey, watch this. And everyone's amazed, including you. Like, wow, look at what I just pulled off. So, yeah, there's a lot of success involved in this week. And I think that you're going to like that a lot. Now, the success brings you some form of, let's call it recovery. Okay? You're at the point where, you're regaining an identity that maybe you never even had or didn't have for a while. And it's all about decisions. Not just decisions, but looking at things and not liking when they're not right. Whether it's morally or just, something you see on paper. Things get your attention this week is what I'm trying to say. So whatever category it falls in, and you're like, no, that's not right. It's whether it's about business, job, it could be anything, but you're scrutinizing it and saying, that's not how that's supposed to be. That's not how that's supposed to be done. So, big change coming. You've had a big shift in focus. And, I kind of like this. After all the struggles of the first 9 months or so of the year, there's a little bit of romanticizing going on. That's a good thing. sometimes you have to. In order to go somewhere, don't you have to dream of it a little bit first? So it's kind of like that. It's like that daydreaming kind of thing. Daydreaming about new beginnings and projects coming to fruition. And what if I just said, yeah, I think I'd like to go jump out of a plane? Crazy stuff, silly stuff, but all things that can be reality at some point in time. So you see what I'm saying? It's not wrong to dream at all. Life is an adventure. And if you don't ever dream it, how can you achieve it? So I think that there's some positive, not necessarily that you're dreaming at night, but things that come up. Like if you're romanticizing some part of your life and seeing it in a very positive light, who knows what you can achieve with that, right? So that's a good thing. Now, everything I see here, once again, really is like in that slower motion, in taking your time. That is good. Remember, I keep saying there's so much to learn, so much to see, and so much to do along the way between now and when? Next August. I'm telling you, next August is important. So, here you are. That base, it's global when you think about it. Everyone is connected nowadays. And together, there can be a solid bond. So let's hope that there is some sort of huge transition that's going on in the universe here for everyone. It would be nice if everyone kind of got on the same page. And I'm not talking like in a brainwashed sense, kind of being on the same page, but where there was more clarity and less of the confusion that happens around things. So this is a good thing. Now, I see you feeling more, I'm going to say down to earth, more grounded. Okay. And with a focus toward finances and a little bit toward health as well. And the full moon that just passed on the 16th, that has left some people really thinking about what do they need to do to feel better. It's not, I don't think it's that they weren't thinking about it before, but I think that the full moon highlighted it. And, so here's to a more positive outcome. I really feel it's like regarding health and things of that nature and how to feel better. Restore, you can't restore your youth, but your vitality, that type of thing. So what's interesting here is, opportunities don't come along very often. And, the question is, are you willing to take a chance? I'm telling you, this time period is so much about people changing. Like, I don't know if everybody realized when they got past, all those eclipses in that Mercury retrograde, where they were kind of let off and they're at this new beginning. So, yeah, I think they're kind of exploring slowly, but not maybe really, should I jump in there? Should I give that a try? Maybe pondering it. Would that be a good thing to do? I don't know. You're free to go do it. You are free to go do it. Now's a good time. What I see here that's interesting is that there is definitely something taking place that has been long awaited. And it helps you, return the power that you need, like that feeling back in control, where you were feeling betrayed by the universe before. So there is something that comes in this week. I almost feel like it's more so in the beginning of the week, like at the beginning of the week. It's something that's, I want to say, karmic in nature, and it gives you the freedom that you need. Like really opens up the future for you. Oh my goodness. Can it be that something finally, just finally, like, that's it? Out of the blue. I'm telling you, there's like out of the blue, you're making decisions. Yeah. Yeah. I love this deck. This is, I want to say giving thanks, most definitely, for the blessings that come your way. Something incredible about this week is taking place. It doesn't have to be major, but it feels really good. That's what I said. It shows you kind of where the future is going to go. Boy, this could be anything. So it may not be something that you're dealing with from your past, but it may be something that comes in and gives you an inkling of what's coming in the future. That may be even better when I think about that. So there's something that happens that helps you, like, eliminate some pain. That letting go of more pain. And as some people say, oh, I've let go of everything. I've done this. I've done that. Da, 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 da. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so, but not everybody. And there's always things that happen, always things that we need to work on. Yeah, you're definitely finding your way into some uncharted territory this week. And it's in that sense of leaving some things behind. You gotta remember, big full moon just passed. Could be all kinds of things going on, not just for you, but around you. I have to remind everyone once again, not just for yourself, but pay attention to what's happening with others as well. Because other people's lives do impact yours. And you can't go through life with blinders on. If you don't pay attention to their lives, you probably will be surprised when something crops up that becomes an issue for you. So do pay attention to them, because there's a lot of movement taking place here. Things are happening. So, a lot of choices, most definitely choices. And many of them are around relationships. Okay? Some of the relationships are going to be, even with groups of people where you've tried to get people to work together and achieve some form of teamwork. And here we are with the last 5 years that has cropped up again and again and again. It's very tiring for most people to have gone through everything that happened. But that part it's basically over now. Whatever's going on, it's basically over. There's some form of an ending, whether you're waiting for a final document or not. And I mean, that's part of what I see here is that, some of you may actually be handling some documents this week that help you figure those things out. And I want one more card. Yeah, I like that. Just while you're paying attention to everyone else, be mindful of you, okay? Be mindful of your loved ones and your focus toward security. So if you've been through a really hard time, especially if it was financial, your focus now is turning toward the future and how to, I don't care if you want to call it a nest egg or whatever, how you're going to replenish that nest egg and how you're going to make sure that anything that happened never happens again. All right? This is for the long haul, obviously, because this is just the beginning of this part of the journey. So we shall see where it takes us, and we'll talk about it again next week. So I want to thank you all for listening, and I'll see you here again next week. Take care.